Afternoon, people. Hope everyone's good. So I've caught up with Easy's live or whatever. Now Mucker's jumped on, give Easy some good advice and spoke a lot of truth, followed by Phantom Tom, who again spoke a lot of truth and gave a lot of good advice. Now, obviously, prior to that, I've tried sort of trying to get Easy to see some sense, if you like. I don't think it's actually obtainable, to be honest. You know what I mean? That's three people that have tried to understand his point of view and tried to reason him into a more rational place or whatever, and I don't think anyone's getting through, to be honest. Now, it's one of them. Do you know what I mean? It's not nice seeing what is unfolding, considering his medical issues and whatnot, and seeing people take the piss using his son with special needs, etc., autism, whatever. So it's just one of them. It's not nice to see, but if you can't reason with that person and get them to be in a more rational place or whatever, there's not really a lot you can do. I mean, it's one of them, innit? I've wrote off everything that Easy said to me or whatever. He said some wild shit with me or whatever, when he was fully under control of Jupiter and Moon. Do you know what I mean? I even tried, you know what I mean? I even tried putting everything aside, which Easy still believes certain things, and I obviously don't believe that because, well, that's not what the evidence says or whatever. Even that, put all that aside, just to try and get him to a more rational position or whatever. Because I think he has got some points, but with all the other shit that he's trying to mash into it or whatever, you lose your original points, which is silly in my opinion. Now, he's even said mad shit about myself and Dave. I think he has since admitted that, yeah, okay, I was just saying that because I was mad or whatever, with myself and with Dave or whatever. So it kind of is what it is. When you weigh up the emotions and how he's been wound up to certain things, I wouldn't say give it a pass, but do you know what I mean? You have got to draw that into your conclusion of things, I guess. Now, I did try to dead things between Easy and Taff to the best of my ability. It didn't work. Easy did say that he was willing to, but how long it would have lasted anyway, I don't know. I think there is an outside influence to Easy, whether that be Moon or not, possibly. Again though, do you know what I mean? When there's been so many lies around, and so much shit said, and so much remixing, and whatever. I mean, you've got Jupiter now saying, oh, hope not hate moon or whatever. Now, that wasn't what Jupiter was saying when I was pointing that out. In fact, she supplied a lie, remixed it, and even Moon pulled her on the remix and said, I didn't say that. You're saying this trans group, blah, 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 was funded by Hope Not Hate. That's not what she said. And I agree, that's not what she said. She said Hope Not Hate, and she said prevent. That's what the evidence shows. So for Jupiter's like keep swapping seats and changing narratives and then like falling over her own lies, it's just one of them, innit? It's just madness all round. All that's consistent in amongst all this or whatever it is, all parties seem to have told mad lies and covered up for each other along the way. Now, if people can't rationalise before, during and after to why they would have said and done these things or whatever, this far forward, and they're all still falling over each other's lies and bullshit, do you know what I mean? It's not a good situation. Now, I'll be civil with Isa. That's if I see him around or whatever. I'm probably not going to frequent that channel, to be fair. Unless it's a genuine topic, if it's a proper topic or whatever, something of worth, something I'd be interested in or whatever, then yeah, you know, it's different then or whatever, but I can't be asked getting in with all this or whatever. For me, it was just one of them. Try to neutralise certain things, because realistically, it doesn't do anybody any good. Taff, I think he's a bit two-faced and has shown his true colours. I've unsubbed from his channel, well, from his channels. Yeah, it's just one of them for me. The time I spend online or whatever, do you know what I mean? Unless it's something relevant or whatever, then I'm probably not going to be interested, to be fair. It's annoying because, do you know what I mean? People that are online that much, if they was to keep it clean and something decent and whatever, you could make it, you know, it could be of worth to other people or whatever, but all this shit is just back and forth. It's been going on for as long as I've fucking seen all this shit unfolding and whatever. That is all it has been. Lots of musical chairs, lots of people just being shit cunts to each other. Do you know what I mean? Now, like I say, do you know what I mean? A lot of shit's been said to myself, Dave, others. People that have done fuck all. Do you know what I mean? People that have actually just been decent about things and whatever, and called things out for what they are with the evidence or whatever. Whereas on the other side of things, it's just people doing shit cunt things, acting like absolute scumbags, proper degenerate level or whatever. Now, it's one of them, innit? How is any of that worthy of your time, realistically? Now, for Jupiter, it's just going to be the same shit over and over and over. She's causing havoc in the, the audit community at the moment. or the communities, trying to turn one against the other, and holding people like Roy to, oh, you know, you said you're going to go and confront the other one, blah blah blah. I know he will, this, that and the other. Just trying to hold him to it or whatever. Now, I've seen other people, I've seen Jupiter making out, she's going to beat Easy up, and she's going to get all these other people to beat Easy up and all this madness. Now, it's one of them, innit? How many people has Jupiter made problems with between, oh, you go and confront this one, you do this, you do that, let's make everybody a plant. Paul Thorpe, he's a plant. Paul Thorpe's mate, he's another plant. Danny Tomo, he's a plant. Candid with Lubna, even though she was on there arse kissing, saying to Lubna, oh, you know, support everything you do, nothing but respect for you, blah fucking blah. And then because she weren't really absorbed into that community or whatever, people didn't take to her or whatever. All of a sudden she was a plant. Then you've had Mayatu say he's a plant. Oh, what's he doing going over to lefty demos? Why does he need security? Let's look into the security. Oh, the security guard's a plant, Viking or whatever. Then it was Viking's missus is a plant. You name it, everyone's a plant except Jupiter. Yeah. Moon's hope not hate when Jupiter's not sat with her, but when Jupiter sat with her, no, she's not hope not hate. We just make up a load of lies and a load of bullshit. When Wendy was sat with her, she went hope not hate. Then when she was sat with hope not hate, when everyone was fighting to get in the hope not hate book, Mandy Mosley got her name put in the book, and I think Wendy was probably a bit bitter because of that, because she tried so hard to get in there and her name didn't go in the book. All of a sudden Wendy's now sat back with Jupiter and she's not hope not hate, so it's just proper messy madness or whatever. And like I said from day one, I've not changed my tune or whatever, what I've said back then to what I've said now. I see as being 100% factually correct. I see Jupiter as an infiltrator. I've not seen anybody at all cover up for as much hope not hate as Jupiter has consistently for all this time. I've never seen that with anybody, especially anyone that like makes out that they're a patriot. It's like, well, how are you explaining this then? Now, it is what it is for me. Do you know what I mean? The amount of people that have been played off each other and had the piss took out of them or whatever, it's just madness. The fact that some of them have gone back is just beyond fucking beyond normal behaviour, isn't it? When people have been made out to be nonces because of Discord 1, and then obviously we had Discord 2, there's like 20-30 people made to be a nonce or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And then like Jupiter will now be offended that people might think she's a nonce or whatever. Not being funny, but when you go praying for abuse to happen because of arguments on YouTube or whatever, and singing songs to a mother of murdered, of a murdered child or whatever, it's not a good look. It's not good optics or whatever. Now, fast forward to the 13th, if half of this fucking confronting and fucking beating people up or whatever actually goes for, if half of it happens that Jupiter set up or whatever, do you know what I mean? Realistically, who does that serve? For me, hope not hate. Anybody who doesn't like Tommy or whatever, it's just free ammunition. They can sit back and just laugh or whatever and think, look at this shit, do you know what I mean? These are like the Patriots or whatever. It's not a good look. Now, I said ages ago, work going or whatever, I've got something to do that day. But if I was going, I wouldn't be going now. It's just become literally fuck up from start to finish. And then when these things are being given a green light by people like Danny Roscoe, do you know what I mean? It doesn't really sit well. Now, I left all this madness over 3 years ago, and all this is all this that is on display now or whatever, just show you the valid reasons why you wouldn't want to be around this shit or whatever. It makes decent people that are in it for the real reasons, for genuine concerns, it destroys all that. And I've said that from day one. I believe that that's Jupiter, her whole purpose, her role, to destroy things from within, because that's all she's ever done in every community that she's ever been in. Now, I've tried warning Danny Roscoe, I've tried warning Roy, I've tried warning AY. At that point, you know what I mean, I can just think, well, I've warned people, I've done my bit. If they want to believe this fucking 60-year-old shit-stirring cunt or whatever, and a weird fucking ever-changing hope not hate friends or whatever, that's up to them, innit? The person with the name on that sign off or whatever is Danny Roscoe. Danny Roscoe, myself and Jupiter have all sat there discussing the fact that Wendy's hope not hate. So for him to turn around and say, oh, you know, you're smearing people. No, I'm not. And if I am, then you are, and so is Jupiter, because you both agreed it was actually you two that said it, that Wendy's hope not hate. So it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? I will pretty much wash my hands of it all. Like I say, I've tried with Taff, I've tried with Isa. Not for my benefit, do you know what I mean? It's neither here nor there to me, but it's just one of them, innit? It's not really nice seeing all this shit back and forth or whatever, and it just seems to be, it's always like autistic this, autistic that. You've had Sean playing all sorts of fucked up shit, getting Bops arrested apparently, social services into Bops' kids and all sorts of shit, and then he'll play the autism card. For me, it pisses me off or whatever, and for those reasons, I'm just not gonna be involved in any of it or whatever. I've unsubbed from Taffs. I don't know whether I'll unsub from Lightfoot. We'll see where he goes. If he starts going on a different route and he sticks to actual topics and whatever, then I'll stay subbed for a little bit. But if it carries on down this route, I'll unsubscribe from that as well. You just don't need it, do you know what I mean? There's so many good channels around, and there's so many decent actual patriots around, which, do you know what I mean? If you're gonna spend any time anywhere and you're gonna contribute to anything or whatever, then do it in places of worth. I mean, Trilla's channel's just kind of really getting started or whatever. I think that will gather more momentum and whatever. And it is topics of worth. if you look through my community posts or whatever, pretty much every time Trilla's been live or whatever, I'll share it, even if I've not got time to actually be around or whatever. I'll just give it a share anyway or whatever, because to me that's of worth. Dave's channel, Thriving channel or whatever, over 100,000 views, subs. Obviously a channel of worth or whatever. Nixie's channel, when she wants to do something like proper educational or whatever, that can be good, but it is a little bit like feeding into the troll side of things and whatever over there as well. So yeah, it's a bit of a mad one. I mean, all you can do is kind of hope that the people that are capable of doing decent stuff just kind of focus more on that and forget all this troll shit. Do you know what I mean? It's not really important. Or maybe have 2 channels, so if you are subbed for the substance, for the actual topics and whatever, you'll only get a notification from that. And if you're interested in trolling or something, you know, just sub to the other channel or whatever. There is a lot of call for drama bullshit and whatever. You know, it seems to be entertainment for a large amount of people or whatever. For me, I'm not about that. I cannot be arsed with that. I think it's tedious and boring and dangerous at this point or whatever. So yeah, it's a bit of a mad one. Now, Ghost put a I think it was a Dookie actually, on Ghost, a video of Wendy basically wishing that more people had died in the IRA attack in Manchester or whatever. When you got people like that, which Wendy goes a step further than being a patriot, she makes out she's been a fucking ex-veteran or whatever. Now, I don't think statements like that would come out of anybody that's been in the forces ever, but these are the people that you're dealing with, do you know what I mean? You got people doing shit like that, like Wendy. Wendy's believed all that bullshit enough to go and call people like Danny Roscoe a fucking terrorist. She's been calling Danny Tomo a paedophile, a nonce a paedophile. It's like, based off what? Do you know what I mean? What evidence? Oh, I haven't seen any evidence. Just Mandy Mosley fucking said so. And then she'll, do you know what I mean, quite happily tell the internet that these people are paedophiles and terrorists and whatever. It's just mad. To me, it's just mad or whatever. Now, like I said, a few years back or whatever, everything, realistically, has been infiltrated. And Jupiter, realistically, has managed to stick her beak into most things. I mean, yeah, fair enough. It doesn't seem to last that long until that community realise what she's about and then fucks her off. The black community fucked her off with Discord 2. Do you know what I mean? That was made up. That was bullshit. It was bad enough Discord 1, where 20-30 people have been made into a fucking nonce or whatever, being blamed for dropping that shit into Discord 1. To then try it again and do Discord 2 or whatever and try and drag the black community and drag in Luke as well. That was dodgy as fuck. There's no way in the world that was real. So yeah, it's just too messy. It's too messy. Like I've said from day one, if you can have people in the middle of these communities and whatever, and paint everyone in pedo shit and fucking all this other fucked up shit, trying to make people look like the plants and fucking whatever. Realistically, why would Mr. and Mrs. Joe Public come and want to join that community or that movement or whatever? They wouldn't. Now, I knew that 3 years ago, and that's why I left. And I said when I left, something else will need to be built or whatever for the genuine people which are not okay with all this shit. Now, as of late, things are developing organically. People are coming together with genuine concerns outside hotels and forming little communities and whatever. You've got groups popping up like Shield and other groups like Shield popping up around the country, England, Ireland, Wales, Scotland. So I think gradually with time there will be something else built. I mean, all you're seeing at the moment is little things starting to build little communities and whatever, but that's where it starts off from. That's where anything starts off from. It don't just go bang overnight and it's massive, does it? So that's all you can kind of do, realistically. Just let things evolve, and where you can, try and steer people away from the same shit, different day fucking scenario or whatever. You can't keep doing the same shit over and over and over again and expecting a different result. It is that simple. So yeah, I may well jump on to Easy's next time he's live or whatever. Just to kind of try to explain things in my opinion to him or whatever. It's up to him how he wants to take it or whatever. If he takes the funnies, then I'll just unsubscribe, but that's all I can do, innit? Do you know what I mean? Realistically, I've tried, and yeah, that's all you can kind of do, especially when you've got Jupiter in the background manipulating and remixing things and all sorts of fucked up shit. And then you've got the influence around Easy. These two people have got an axe to grind at the end of the day, and I think, to be honest, people like Taff and Easy are kind of just the cannon fodder in the middle, to be honest. I think both people are being played in their own ways. And both kind of seem okay with it. They'll both defend, like two people that have, obviously acted out of order or whatever, and they'll still defend that. And you think, well, yous are lost, realistically. If you can't face what's actually gone on, and we can't just like be able to draw a line under it, learn a lesson from it, take something away from it or whatever, then realistically, do you know what I mean? It's just going to carry on and on and on. And I just won't waste my time around any of that. I just won't. But I would say that anybody that's going on the 13th or whatever, just bear these things in mind or whatever. There is infiltration going on. There is a lot of plans to have eruptions go on that day or whatever, and it doesn't look good. Do you know what I mean? Certain people, hope not hate, the media, the police, the people on the opposite side of fucking the right side of history, the opposite side of that or whatever, are all praying for problems. They only need that 30-second fucking, oh look, trouble again at the blah blah blah. That's all they need. Now, Jupiter's set that many people against each other and made prominent people with large communities, large followings, large channels into plants, and then set people like Roy and AY, you know, oh, you should go and confront this one and that one, and it's just not very good, is it, realistically? Now, obviously, I'm glad I left all that shit 3 years ago. For me, I've said from day one, you know what I mean? This is supposed to be just a tool to have open, honest discussion. Now, there is a massive shortage of honest people, to be fair. There's a handful. Yeah, there's a handful. That's it. But I expected that. Do you know what I mean? I said that from day one. Most of the people in these communities and whatever, they seem more invested on troll activity and just constant drama or whatever. Jupiter, literally, that's her whole existence. That's all it's ever been from day one to where we are now. So, yeah. Now, if I can leave things neutral with Visa, I will do. Taff, I don't know. I don't think I'll bother with again, to be honest. I can't stand two-faced people or whatever. And when I seen him go from ghosts running over to Jupiter's for brownie points the other night or whatever, I just thought, you're a slimy little snake here. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? When you like trying to neutralise things, because it's no good for Taff and it's no good for Isa. But nah, if you want to act like a snake, you will get treated like a snake. Simple as that. At least with Easy, you know, he was kind of saying things face to face rather than running around in chat sections where he thinks you're not or whatever. So yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Bear no grudge, no malice. It's one of them, innit? You just got to see these things for what they are. Now, some good has come out of it, I suppose. Like I say, there'll always be something good comes out of something shit. Kermit seems to have highlighted himself for running both troll accounts, the Big Bad Rick show or whatever, and his Kermit channel, and other channels by the looks of it. He's played both ends and using both Easy and Taff, which I suppose it's pretty amazing really when you stand back and think, how are people actually falling for this madness? With so many slips and trips and whatever, it's just mad. But this is fucking PooTube, innit? Also, you've had Easy admit that when Sean and Moon was doing the calling me all the names under the sun, making out I was the guy that lived with James and beat up some woman and was a paedophile and all this bullshit that came out with or whatever. Easy's admitted that, you know, he knew Sean was lying. He knew Sean had made it up or whatever. And like I said back then, you know, as soon as Sean said whatever, Moon went, oh yeah, and he hadn't even said what he'd said already. Now, at the time when I brought that up, it was all, oh, you're making it up, blah, blah, blah. The truth comes out in the end, innit? Now, I'm not arsed. Sean's apologised. I've accepted that apology or whatever, and I'd draw a line under it, do you know what I mean? Does that mean he's a decent guy or whatever? No, not in my opinion. But at the end of the day, if it's not causing me any bother, I'm not going to bother him. Is he a scumbag for pestering bops and getting his family looked at by social services or whatever? Yeah, proper scummy move, innit, obviously. But there's many people that have done that in these communities, so it just becomes normalised behaviour and accepted by many, it seems. So yeah, it is a mad situation, it is a dirty situation, and I think if you spend too long in these communities, you kind of end up normalised to it all or whatever. I don't want to get to that stage. I take regular breaks or whatever. You just think, nah, this is toxic, and you come away for a bit or whatever. But like I say, there's so much happening actually in real life, probably near where all of yous live or whatever. Just get off your ass and actually do something or whatever. Get involved with an actual, with your own community or whatever. All this shit on YouTube, it's not good for anybody, realistically. There is some good channels. There's quite a lot of audit channels and stuff like that. I've posted a fair few over the last however long or whatever. If you look on my community wall, there is good channels, there is good communities, there is things coming together organically. I'd say just, if you're gonna put your time into anything, try and put your time into things of worth. Do you know what I mean? If you're into drama and daily doxings and attacks on the disabled and songs of digging up people's children and all this kind of vile shit, just stay where you are. Try and keep it into certain controlled areas or whatever, and from the outside or whatever. I'll just warn people as and when it becomes relevant. Oh, you don't want to go there or whatever. They're about this, they're about that, X, Y and Z. Bam. That's about it, realistically. Yeah. Enjoy. Look after each other. Enjoy the all-you-can-eat banquet. And yeah, stay safe.